Hello, everyone. This is the DeepLog number 3. Last week we talked to Zach about level design, environment art, story writing. Um, this week we're going to be talking to Lee. But first, I'll talk about the studio. We're Chashu Entertainment. We've made a couple games. We've made Deputy Dangle. Then we moved on to Sands of Aura. And then in between Sands of Aura and the current game we're working on, we worked on a few Fortnite maps, and now we're on Call from the Deep. And the whole purpose of this deep log is to kind of reach out and get maybe some people interested in our game, while also just talking about like the real life people working on indie games. So our current game is Call from the Deep. It's a deep sea horror um, game where you work as a crew piloting a submarine, and you find these like underwater facilities where you need to find like ancient Cthulhian like artifacts, and then you have to survive and reach the surface again. Um, so this is Lee. Do you want to talk about yourself and what you do?
Hello everyone. I'm Lee. I am currently the VFX artist and strongest man on the team. Mm. And yeah, I do the VFX, but currently I'm doing world design because VFX is kind of in the background until we get everything going for the current game.
Nice. The VFX being on the background part, it's a very interesting topic because VFX is often one of the last things to come across the finish line. So it sucks in that way because you're kind of like waiting on everything to kind of have a base to start building the VFX on. So I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes you probably feel pretty rushed
I mean, we're
trying
we're
to,
probably doing it wrong in our studio, but it works for what we're doing.
yeah. Well, I think from what I understand, it seems like it's a pretty common thing where VFX are, you got to wait for the character animations, you
I
got to
mean,
wait for
yeah.
like an
It's
environment, and then
it's
obviously
the
you can do a
sprinkles
few
on the
things.
cupcake.
Yeah, you can
You gotta
make
put
a few
sprinkles
things
on it
before.
until it's done.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. So, so you do VFX and you're doing level design. What is that like
Oh,
environment
is
art
what?
or is that just level
Oh,
design?
so it's similar to what you're seeing in the video. Or just we have an idea and we block it out, and then our team is 3 people, and we go in there and usually take sections, or sometimes we get our own level, and we just go in there and we use our creative influence to make it look good, basically, and try to bring it to life with what we have for assets at the moment.
Okay. Um, so is this something that you struggle with like in with the VFX when you like finish the like are you doing VFX? Obviously you're doing it at the end, but how do you keep
hmm
VFX in mind when you make your levels, I guess?
Usually for VFX and levels is a little bit different because it's like, again, a sprinkle on the cupcake, so you have to kind of figure out what the occasion is, meaning like if you're making a cupcake, it's a birthday or like Halloween party. So you have to figure out, okay, well, what kind of world is this? Is it, for instance, a desert world? So you're going to make a lot of desert particles,
Right.
dust and things like that. Or is it a water world with rain? So you're going to make rain. So it kind of comes down to reading the level and figuring out from the art director, like, hey, this is what we need. Usually you can kind of pre-plan it. So if like there is a, for like if we're building a level, you can be like, oh, it's a desert level. So you're gonna have the basics, dust blowing, maybe
Yeah.
some back if it's in the out in the world background, like birds or bugs or whatever the heck is going on out there, tumbleweeds. And then the special stuff comes in like if you're like, okay, well we have a player falling on the ground, or there's an explosion in the background of a volcano or something, like then that kind of comes later because then you have to like, oh, okay, well these are the extra stuff that make the gameplay and story
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, so in that sense, that's where you actually get to do a lot of the VFX with all those things in mind. So like bubbles, obviously for our game you'd need bubbles.
Yeah, so like
Or
yeah,
like
ours is underwater, so bubbles and fish
yeah,
and
yeah.
You know, we got some sea mines, so there's some explosions that we kind of already have.
Oh, so the fish are
Um,
VFX too? They're not just
yeah, they're actually VFX. They just follow a simple path, and they just do their own thing, and it kind of go in a big circle
okay.
right now.
Yeah. So so in that sense, you're not having to wait for the end to do those things. Those are things you can do before. Um,
Yeah, there are some common stuff,
yeah,
but
yeah.
common sense stuff, I guess.
Like so what are some of the challenges that you see in the sense of VFX for this game in particular when you do ultimately get to that point where you can start working on you know, I don't know, like gunshots and stuff like that.
Yeah, that I think those are a little more common. I think for me personally, and maybe for other people in the industry, water is always a complicated one. You have to get right to make it look right. And so since we're underwater, there's a lot of water VFX from splashes to like things firing underwater to explosions underwater. They have to kind of get a lot of
Yeah,
reference for to kind of see because explosion underwater is different than an explosion up on the surface of it, on land.
yeah. It's like
So you,
pressure going outward and then pressure coming inward at the same time, right?
right. So it's a little different game, and it takes a little bit more because I haven't done it yet personally, enough of it. So I'll have to figure that out when it comes to it. And then we just got, creepy stuff. So once we figure out our enemies and some of the more creepy lore behind the game, that's going to require some digging and some imagination to figure out those particle systems for that.
What do you like the most? Do you like doing level design? Do you like doing environment art, or do you prefer the VFX side of everything?
I actually prefer the VFX side. It's more fun and creative, and can have more fun with it because it's like making magic.
Yeah,
Level design's fun too. It's a nice break. It's like building Legos
yeah, yeah.
basically, and that's always fun. I've always enjoyed that as a kid.
I never really
So
get enough time in the engine to do it. Every once in a while I'll get to do it, and then it's always like a half thing that I do, and then someone else kind of finishes it because I have to do other things.
yeah,
But
hey,
yeah,
just tell Mike you want to do it for a day.
yeah,
I'm sure he'd let you.
yeah. Um, so for when you find like your references or your inspiration for your VFX, where do you mostly pull from? Like, do you like, watch movies or do you just,
There's yeah, like if I know, let's say let's say a gunfire. Obviously, we've all seen gunfires before because it's in almost every movie these days.
yeah,
Like there's a lot of that easy to pull off from the internet, from YouTube to pictures and stuff. But if it's like something more, mystical or magical or, demonic, then you kind of have to get creative. And I'll just start, looking around and I'll reference artists that I like, or I'll get on a couple of websites and discords that I have for VFX artists that I can get inspiration from and ask around the community and be like, hey, what do you guys think? And they're really good at giving insight and kind of what I could do or the possibilities. So
yeah,
that's really helpful. But
okay,
most of the time, it's just me digging around using YouTube to reference things and help me get through the projects if I have, if I'm stuck or something like that.
yeah. How do you approach using VFX to make things like creepy and uncomfortable? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Um, I guess that depends because it'd have to be on like color and the speed of the texture and I mean a lot of VFX is textures and materials
Yeah,
and it's layers upon layers. It's like an onion. There's layers to it because when you see a really good effect, it's not just like a few materials. It's like 20 materials and 20 layers of meshes or sprites that are all making that particle look very very unique and awesome. So it really is just like for ours, it's going to be a creepy game. So there's probably going to be a lot of dark colors, slower maybe mists, smokes, energy like curls and things that give that like it's not really demonic, but I'm trying to figure out like a word for it. But something that just kind of in a reference when you think of like evil smoke, think of something like that.
Like a
It'll
steam
probably
or something, like a steamy, like dark mist
yeah,
coming out.
not yeah, like a steam or mist or just like something like that where it's like oozing almost
Yeah,
like darkness, and you're like, ooh, that's something I don't want to touch.
yeah. So do you like, well, do you have any ideas for future potential particles that you want to incorporate into the game currently that isn't like we're not even close to yet?
Oh yeah, there's some ideas for like because we have a lot of enemies kind of not really popping in but coming in dimensionally. So I've got like some portal ideas, or like them coming through a wall, sort of thing. We have a lot of ghostly things, so I'm was have an idea for material to make a sort of not really celestial, but like a ethereal sort of material where it's just like a ghost-looking thing, you know, stuff like that for now. Because it depends on too what direction we take with some of the enemies. I think you got one right now where it's like a walking creature thing that's kind of open head. That's kind of cool. So he's gonna have a lot of
Yeah,
like drool probably coming out of its mouth. Maybe some stuff dripping off his claws like blood or something.
yeah. Do you
Hey,
like
hold on, I'm
on
talking.
that? Oh, sorry. On that note, do
Sorry.
you like making particles for environments or for characters more?
Hmm. That's a good question. I guess it depends. Because some characters are just like, oh dang, like our last one with Atnael, the skeleton guy.
Oh,
He was
that's from
very
Sands of Ore, by the way. Yeah,
yeah, that's our other game. He was like, what was he, like a Grim Reaper with green, like it was his base color, so it was kind of cool to make skulls and dark energy coming off of him. So that was kind of fun because it was like a different take.
yeah.
But then there's some that are just kind of, they're kind of plain Jane that are like meh, like regular attacks and stuff. I think
Well,
it depends on the environment too, and the
yeah.
characters we're making.
Well,
I think I like characters more actually.
okay, yeah. I always think that the characters are the funnest to work on, but sometimes I'm wrong. Like I asked John once what his favorite thing to work on, if it was like characters or if it was like systems and stuff as a
Yeah,
programmer. And he said systems, and I was like kind of shocked. I was like, how dare you? But like, yeah,
yeah.
no, yeah,
I could see that
everybody has
because
their preferences.
with characters, yeah, with characters it's nice because they're unique and the particle systems are different, and it's like, ooh, they're the hero objects for the particle systems.
Yeah,
And they're just very flashy and like, ah, damn. Whereas like the environment ones, you have to be cautious of, you know, costing too much and being able to fit on everybody's screen and making sure they're not just running down the engine. But
yeah,
if they're done right, can really make the world come alive. And if done wrong, then it's just like it's a chug fest to play the game.
yeah,
So I do enjoy characters because it's like here they're very special and unique. But sometimes it feels really good to get those environment ones down just right, and it just like ooh brings everything alive.
yeah. So, there we talked about like the challenges and like future ideas and how to capture mood and everything. But one thing that everyone forgets until the last minute when it's too late is optimization.
hmm
How do you deal with optimization? How do you like what are the limitations that you deal with VFX in this game and past games and
Um,
maybe this is too many questions but at once,
oh,
but maybe we'll come back. But like, is there less limitations in UE5?
no, they're about the same.
Okay.
I think personally, it's just textures, texture sizes, resolutions, number of sprites or meshes spawned are always a big deal. Also like where it's going to be used. For instance, if it's in a cutscene, I can usually, make it a little more more costly because it's just being used once versus again, if it's in an environment, and it's in a huge environmental particle, that could be that could be costly, and we don't really want to do that. So you have to kind of be aware of what it's going to be used for and where. Um, and then sometimes too is that you can really bring down the resolution with some particles because they're being played so fast. You're not going to see the like the jankiness of it being low res, you know, because
Yeah.
it's being played in like an instant, so you can get away with some things like that.
All right. Well, I think that is good for like talking about the game and stuff. Can you tell us about yourself and like what you're into?
Oh, like personally,
Yeah.
right now I'm just kind of into strongman exercises because you know got to keep moving because I work from home. But love video games and always have, and just kind of getting into 3D printing. You can see the 3D printer right here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Trying to get that going and figure that out, and yeah,
I got one
kind of
too. Let me see if I can't.
keep it
There's that
simple.
black box in the back over there.
Oh, you got the good one.
That's
I didn't
my
see.
3D printers in there too. But mine's not as good as yours. I think yours looks a lot. Uh,
I got
yours is one of
the
those
little
bamboo
bamboo
labs.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
mine's
mini one.
a Ender 3. It's all right. It feels like I'm like a busted Honda Civic or something that's from the 90s. You got to like work on it every time you go to work. So that's pretty much where mine's at. So you said you're into strongman. Like, what got you into that?
hmm our other guy, our UI artist, we were been talking for years about it, and then he mentioned that there was a gym close by to where we live, and just kind of went to it and started it from there. I mean, I've always been watching it as a kid, and I thought,
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy. That's not real. And then grew up, and damn, it is real.
yeah.
So,
Do you did you do any like strongman stuff, weightlifting in the Marine Corps, or since you got a
no.
Marine Corps emblem up there?
No, I Marine Corps. I was not into fitness because you know we ran everywhere, so I didn't want to
Yeah,
work out more. And I didn't have time because you know I was so busy, so it was hard to go to even the gym because we always had something to do. It wasn't
yeah.
until I got out that I had the more free time to like focus on doing stuff like that.
See, I was in the Marines as well. If nobody knew that before, I made a video about all my animations I had been working on. I mentioned it, but I was also in the military, and I uh, was in the infantry. So in the infantry, you're actually not doing a lot. You do train a lot, but when you're down, when there's downtime, there's nothing to do because you're not shooting guns, obviously, like every second. So
Yeah,
when I was in Iraq, there was absolutely nothing to do. So I started weightlifting then. Um, and then I
it's
stopped,
just
got out of shape really bad after I got out, and then I started again after a couple of years. So, um,
yeah.
but
See,
then
that's the
now I
opposite
had
for
a kid.
Pogues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a kid, and then now I stopped working out again. Well, I'm trying to pick it back up, and sometimes I have lazy days, and
I mean you
so
got a kid. It's hard.
yeah,
I know that. Mine ran into
yeah,
the scene here at one
yeah.
point, so
I saw him a couple times.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, I get that. Like same thing. Like for Pogues, in states it's all work, 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 and out of state it becomes like a vacation, just sitting there
yeah. Well,
waiting for shit to happen.
it's kind of the same with us too. We had to train uh, for like a week at a time, like out in the field, and then you come back. Anytime that you weren't in the field, you didn't have anything to do, so they had to make things to do, or you were just sitting around. And
Hmm.
there's only so much you can actually do. So.
Yeah, busy
But
work
for
basically.
you guys actually had to work on like helicopters and stuff all the time, so you probably way
Yeah,
more
it was
busy.
every day, and we had a special squadron because it was uh it was the it was a special squadron for the Marine Corps. Let's just put it at
Yeah,
that. So we were
yeah.
always busy.
Um, back to the game development stuff. What's your
hmm
favorite part of um, working at Chashu Entertainment?
Working from home is really nice. I
Yeah,
mean, that we did that way before COVID, and that I thought was a good move. It saved us a lot of money, and it helped with family development for all of us too. Though don't get to see each other as much, it's the negative part, but definitely working from home because you can work on the game more freely and stress free than you would I think at in a business or at a building, you know.
yeah,
Because we get all of us get on and off throughout the day and night just to work.
yeah.
So I think it's better as like a more creative flow,
More
honestly.
relaxed, yeah.
Yeah,
And like you were saying, it's great if you have like a kid and if your wife works
yeah,
and she can't work from home, you can kind of watch the
yeah.
kid.
That's how it works for me because like he's on summer break right now, so I have
He's
the
here all day.
babysitter.
Yeah. Same with Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm luckily for me, like my wife, she's at stay-at-home mom, so and we live out in the middle of nowhere, Texas, so we don't our expenses aren't too bad. And so, I don't have to watch him. I don't know how I would get any work done if I did, because he's only 2.5, so he just wants me to hold him all day.
yeah, yeah. I remember those days. Hold on, buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks again. This is the Deep Log number 3. This was Lee. Appreciate you
You
guys
want to jump
stopping
in?
by. Um, yeah, that's it. Have a good one. Bye bye.